I'll never forget the moment I discovered that the woman I had spent the last 31 years of my life with, whom I trusted and loved, had betrayed me. One evening when I came home early from work, the scene I encountered revealed the true face of our marriage. That day, my decision to come home early opened up a Pandora's box of secrets that turned my life upside down. As I share this story with you, I find it painful to relive every detail. I'll recount the agony of betrayal, my plans for revenge, and how I ultimately outsmarted my unfaithful wife in court. As you hear about the shocking decisions I made and how I won the case, you'll be as surprised as I was. Before diving into my story, if you don't want your life to be turned upside down like mine, subscribe to my channel to learn real lessons from the real stories we share every day, just like mine. Also, share your thoughts about the shocking truths I've experienced in the comments, and please show your support by liking my video. Now that you've subscribed, let's dive into my story. The early years of our marriage were wonderful. As an elementary school teacher, my work hours were quite regular. Every Tuesday evening, I would usually get home late due to staff meetings that lasted until 4 p.m. My wife, Terry, often exhausted from her gym workouts, would rely on me to make dinner. However, one Tuesday, our meeting was unexpectedly canceled, and I decided to head home early. I arrived home around 3:30 p.m., expecting Terry to still be at the gym, and planned to get a head start on the chores. Lately, I had noticed Terry becoming more distant and controlling. She seemed to want more control over various aspects of our lives, often arguing when things didn't go her way. I hoped that a nice dinner in a relaxed atmosphere might rekindle the intimacy and passion that had been missing. But what I found when I got home left me in shock. Terry's purse was on the kitchen counter, and her gym clothes and a large towel were scattered on the floor. Upstairs, I heard strange noises coming from our bedroom. As I quietly ascended the stairs, I saw men's clothes and Terry's special lingerie, usually reserved for special occasions, strewn along the steps. My heart pounded as I reached the bedroom door. Peeking inside, I saw my wife with another man. The shock and disbelief were overwhelming. My immediate reaction was to record the scene on my phone. This evidence would be crucial for the inevitable confrontation with Terry. That moment marked the collapse of our marriage and the end of the trust we once had. After gathering myself, I left the house and walked aimlessly until I found a park. There I sat down and watched the video I had recorded, replaying it over and over again. The betrayal was undeniable. When I returned home, Terry noticed my distressed appearance and asked what was wrong. I blamed it on a stomach upset and continued sleeping in the guest room, using the illness as an excuse. I needed to find out if this affair was a one-time incident or something ongoing. One Tuesday, pretending to go to my staff meeting, I parked a few streets away and walked back home to watch Terry. She followed her usual routine until around 11:30 a.m. when she left the house. At 12:30 p.m., a man arrived and entered our home. This man was Terry's gym trainer, and their relationship had been ongoing for quite some time. In the days following the discovery, the tension in our home was palpable. Terry, completely unaware of my knowledge, continued her routine. One evening, she tried to engage me in a conversation about our relationship. "Jed, I've noticed you've been distant lately. Is everything okay?" she asked, her voice tinged with genuine concern. I looked at her, fighting back the urge to confront her right then. "Just work stress, Terry. It's been a rough few weeks." She reached out to touch my arm, but I pulled away. The contact felt like a betrayal in itself. "Maybe we should take a vacation, just the two of us, to reconnect." The irony of her suggestion was almost laughable. "I'll think about it," I replied, my voice colder than I intended. One Thursday, I decided to follow Terry to her gym. I needed to see firsthand what was happening. I told her I wanted to join her for a workout to see if I might enjoy becoming a member. She was visibly uncomfortable with the idea, but reluctantly agreed. At the gym, I watched as Terry interacted with her trainer, Phil. The familiarity and ease between them were undeniable. During the workout, I tended to struggle, taking frequent breaks to observe them. At one point, I overheard their conversation. "Phil, we need to be more careful," Terry whispered, glancing nervously around. "Relax, Terry, no one suspects a thing," Phil replied confidently, a smirk on his face. The gym session ended, and Terry quickly gathered her things. "Let's go, Jed. I think you've had enough for today." On the drive home, the silence was suffocating. Terry's nervousness was palpable, and I couldn't help but feel a twisted satisfaction in knowing she was beginning to sense that something was wrong. Determined to gather more evidence, I took a week off from work and set up cameras in strategic locations around our house. I placed one in our bedroom, one in the living room, and another in the garage. I also installed a long-range listening device to capture their conversations. The footage I collected over the next few days was heartbreaking. Watching Terry and Phil's interactions, hearing their intimate conversations, felt like a dagger to the heart each time. One day, I caught a particularly damning conversation. "Phil, do you think he'll ever find out?" Terry asked, her voice trembling with anxiety. "He won't. He's too busy with his own life to notice what's right under his nose," Phil reassured her, his tone dripping with arrogance. The realization that my wife had so little regard for our marriage, that she could so easily lie and deceive, fueled my determination to see this through. With the evidence in hand, I met with my attorney and finalized our strategy. We decided to serve Terry the divorce papers on a day when she would least expect it. The plan was to catch her off guard to ensure she couldn't manipulate the situation. The morning of the confrontation, I felt a mix of anticipation and dread. As Terry sat at the kitchen table, sipping her coffee, I placed the envelope in front of her. "What's this?" she asked, a puzzled look on her face. "Open it," I replied, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside me. As she read through the documents, her face went pale. "Jed, what is this? Why are you doing this?" I took a deep breath, the words finally pouring out. "I know, Terry. I know about you and Phil. I've seen the videos, heard the conversations. There's no denying it." Her eyes widened in shock, and she stammered, "You've been spying on me?" "I had to," I said, my voice breaking. "You left me no choice. Our marriage is over, Terry. This is the end." The divorce proceedings were challenging, but with the evidence I presented, I managed to secure a favorable settlement. Terry had to sell our home and move to a smaller house. The stigma of being known as one of the infamous gym girls haunted her, leading to deep depression and eventually psychiatric treatment. As for me, I continued my teaching career and built a new, peaceful life in my new home. This experience taught me the importance of trust and loyalty. Now, sharing this story, I hope to offer some solace to others facing similar situations. The pain of betrayal is immense, but with the right steps, it is possible to rebuild and find peace again. The path to recovery was long and arduous. I sought solace in my work, focusing on my students and the sense of normalcy they provided. Gradually, I began to heal, finding strength in the support of friends and family. My new home, though modest, became a sanctuary where I could rebuild my life. In the end, I realized that the true betrayal wasn't just Terry's infidelity, but the erosion of trust and love that once defined our relationship. Moving forward, I vowed to cherish the lessons learned and never take trust for granted again. This journey, though painful, ultimately led me to a place of peace and renewed hope.